So this is voice only, is that correct?
Well, no, this is a live what would you call it? Live podcast, and we're making a show, and we're ready to go when you are.
But I cannot see you.
Right, I'll send you the link. You'll be able to see me afterwards. It's pointing.
No, what point is that? I need to see you while I'm talking to you, or we can just do voice. It's up to you.
Okay, I mean they can see you. The viewers can see you.
But I can't see you.
All right, you want me to turn you around?
Disembodied voice. You're speaking to someone you can see. It's unfair. Let's either turn
there you go.
Video off or there.
I'm right here.
Is that much better?
Yes. Let's do this. Okay, so how are you doing?
I'm doing great, considering my age, my health, my burdens. Yeah, I think I'm doing great. How about you, my friend?
I can say the same. I'm doing great myself. So, let's get right to it. And what is there anything specific you want to get out there right now, or what are your updates? What's the plan, or what are your thoughts? What's going on?
I don't have a plan. Anybody who does, good luck to you. Because in my experience of 74 years, who said it best? The best laid plans of mice and men oft go astray. I think that was William Shakespeare. You can't make plans before not expect them to be fulfilled. Not possible. Nobody who succeeds in life ever succeeds because of a plan.
That's right.
Listen, Bill Gates, the powerful men of industry, they never had a plan, never had a schedule. No, they just.
Well, you mentioned Bill Gates.
To the moment and the purity of their own hearts and minds. Anyway, I didn't answer your question, but I think there is no answer.
You're saying Bill Gates didn't have a plan? That's a whole different.
He had no plan. Please, God, does anybody? Okay, maybe I'm assuming too much and expecting too much from people. But I would expect that people like Bill Gates, you would look at his fucking history. I mean, I was alive. I knew Bill Gates. I met the man. Most boring motherfucker I've ever come across, and yet he had no plan. Here's what happened. IBM. 1984, 83, whenever they came out with the IBM PC. IBM, one of the greatest hardware manufacturers of all fucking time. Their software sucked. So they chose the Intel 8080 microprocessor as the brains, the power for their computer. There were only two operating systems for that. One was Digital Research's OS and Microsoft's DOS. They first went to Digital Research. Why? They're an established fucking company. They have 24 employees. They were real. And they went down on a Friday morning, and they laid out the contract and said, listen, we're building the world's first open architecture personal computer. We'd like to use your operating system. We're not going to pay you jack shit, but however, we're going to open our architecture to the world, meaning anybody can clone our PCs, which everybody did. Everybody did. That means that you're not going to make a dime from us, but you're going to make billions of dollars from the rest of the world. Now, the CEO of Digital Research, a very cautious gentleman, said, well, we have to have our lawyers look at this. IBM said, okay. They packed up. They flew north to Seattle, talked to Bill Gates, who took one look and said, fuck yes, where do I sign? And that made Bill Gates. What plan did that have? Nobody ever has a fucking plan. You think I had a plan when I founded McAfee? No. How did McAfee happen? I was sitting in Santa Clara, California, working for Lockheed. My worthless brother-in-law hadn't had a job for years, was living with my wife and I, her brother. His name was Rich, the most worthless motherfucker I've ever seen. However, he could read, and he was reading the San Jose Mercury News, and he said, whoa, what's this? There's this new thing called a computer virus. I go, what? Give me that. So I read the article. The next day, I got a copy of that virus in Stanford. 2 days later, I figured out how to stop it, fix it, and wrote a program, and that was it. I forgot about it. I forgot about it. 2 months later, I had $30 million in the fucking bank. Did I plan that? No! You can't fucking plan success, people. What is success? It is the balls, the capability, and the courage to grab a fucking opportunity, risking everything you've ever believed, everything you've ever known, and everything you've ever wanted, because it's all going to go away. I lost my wife. I lost everything I ever fucking wanted in starting McAfee. But what did it do? It opened a new world for me that I never dreamed existed. Same thing happened to Bill Gates, Larry Ellison, Steve Jobs, a very good fucking... Steve never had a goddamn plan in his fucking life. Nobody who succeeds has a plan. Because here's the problem. Plans, as Shakespeare said so long ago, the best laid plans of mice and men go astray. Why? Because we are men, limited fucking brains with, we're loving and kind, we're generous, we're hopeful, we dream. Simultaneously, we're jealous and greedy, fearful, gluttonous, greedy people. This is the facts. If you don't believe that in yourself, then turn off now, because I can't help you. And we can never communicate if you do not see that in yourself. So now, this is what we have as humans, and that entity is going to make a fucking plan that's going to succeed. I'm sorry. It has never in human history once ever succeeded. Everything is opportunity and courage. There's nothing else, people. Opportunity and courage. And you have no idea what opportunity is going to waft by your nose. No idea until it happens. And if you grab it, you must risk everything you have ever fucking known. Your wife, your kids, your job, your stability, your neighbors. No, they're all going to disappear. I promise you. All of them. Always. That's it. So, I have no plan.
Well, I wholeheartedly agree. The quote that I was thinking of is by that general when he said, the best laid plans, fall afoot in the battlefield, whatever. I'm sure you know the one I'm talking about. So similar to obviously the William Shakespeare one. But obviously, you know what I meant. I mean, yeah, of course, you can think of all the best plans, but then once you go into battle or whatever, it all falls afoot, and you do whatever you got to do.
Basically, it started by saying, "What are my plans? I have none.
Right.
Never had a plan. Don't want a plan. Don't need a plan. So I'm just living, breathing, having fun, talking to you right at this moment. After this, we're going to go and have sashimi at a Japanese restaurant here in Moscow. I mean, fuck me. I don't have a plan.
Nice.
I'm just living.
Well, okay, so what do you want to talk about? I was going to ask you, one of the questions I was going to ask is, what about the running for president? Is that still going a thing, or what's...
I don't know. Well, the Libertarians chose another candidate, a woman. Chose something. I don't know much about her. Listen, I miss most of the debates. Why? I was too drunk and stoned to debate, especially the last one. They even asked me, why didn't you show up? I said, I was too drunk, too stoned. Sorry. Mm-hmm. It's not that important to me. Why was I running? I was running to get the attention of those people that might be able to understand what the fuck I'm trying to say. Which is, we're a fucked up country. Got no freedoms anymore. Lost everything that you thought you had. And you have been lulled into a false sense of security by the media, which today is the most smoothly oiled machine of propaganda that dictators throughout history have dreamed of. It's here now, and we buy it, we believe it, and we live by it.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Not really.
I mean,
it's not considering the fact that people are lazy, fundamentally, rather have someone else think for them. If they can't think for themselves and don't want to, why? No, if someone else is doing your choosing, then if it gets fucked up, not your fault. No, I'm sorry. Someone else made that choice for me, not me. No, that's the problem, people.
Isn't that amazing?
I don't know what. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I mean, isn't that amazing that that's what the case is? I mean, I feel like a lot of people are waking up and figuring that out, but at the same time, like you said, isn't that amazing? How the media is an oiled well machine. Most people allegedly got their heads in the sand. Some people are a lot of people are waking up, I think. Looks like the good guys are winning, but I don't know. It's like, who knows?
No, the good guys aren't winning. If we're good guys, I don't know if we are. If we are, we're in the biggest goddamn minority and the largest uphill battle in history, and we have no backup. We've got no rear guard. We have no generals that anyone's following. Our tactics are scattered and ineffective, and our strategists don't fucking exist. No, we're not winning, people. If you think the good guys are winning, you need to move back into your mother's basement, lock the door, and wait till this is over, so that we'll tell you when it's safe. What is that fucking noise?
I keep getting notifications.
All right, fair enough. Anyway, enough of that. We have time for 2 more questions.
Okay. Well, here was my big one. So, since you're obviously well known in the tech world and this and that, I was trying to see if you thought, what do you think about this? Is there any correlation between 5G, Huawei, and the coronavirus? And what are your thoughts on all that?
Not that I can see. I mean, nothing.
Do you know much?
Nothing with any validity in terms of concrete data says there's any correlation whatsoever. I mean, coronavirus, COVID-19, is simply a fucking variant of the coronavirus. There are thousands of variants that have been around since the beginning of time. But they infect bacteria, for example, if they can't find humans. It is one of the most common of all viruses, and this is a tiny variant. They cause the shortness of breath. The only difference between this and any other coronavirus, which is virtually the same as the flu. No, there's no correlation with 5G. Jesus God, people, please. Anybody who understands the science of biology at the genetic level, because viruses are not living things. They're strings of proteins that are organized in a way so that when they attach to living cells, whether it's bacteria or dogs or birds, bats or humans, they take over the cell, and the cell replicates the virus thousands of times. Viruses are 1,000 times smaller than bacteria. We live, people, in a fucking soup of airborne viruses, tens of thousands. You can't avoid them if you breathe. I don't care if you wear a mask or not. In fact, if you wear a mask, you're far worse off. Think about it, people. So we know that viruses infect bacteria. Viruses, listen, you give them a warm, wet spot. It doesn't matter. Can you turn that fucking notification off? It's an annoying sound. If not, that's fine. In any case, viruses will infect any cell, including bacteria. Now, warm, wet spots, viruses don't give a shit about. Can't help them. They're going to have a living organism. However, warm, wet spots breed bacteria like rabbits breed. What does that matter? The face mask, what is the singular quality of that mask? It's warm and moist from your own breath. It's breeding bacteria by the trillions. Now,
Right.
most bacteria, like Pseudomonas, the most common bacteria on the planet, it's on everything. It's on your skin, it's in your mouth, it's in your hair. The most common bacteria in the world. So it's in your mask. Let's say COVID-19 comes across your mask, which is warm and moist, which it doesn't care about, but full of bacteria. That virus is going to start infecting bacteria, and for every bacteria it infects, 10,000 new viruses emerge.
Well, right.
You're a virus fucking factory.
I understand all that. But do you understand why I asked you the question? Why that question was even to begin with? Because it's like, why are it's a coincidence that Wuhan, in the coronavirus and the 5G, coincidentally both came out of Wuhan. That was the reason for that. And then with Huawei,
But whoa, please. Every technology comes out of Wuhan in China. Wuhan is the Silicon Valley of China. Every computer innovation, growth, new paradigm comes from fucking Wuhan. Every medical thing, every mathematical, physical, genetic engineering, nuclear physics comes out of Wuhan. So, of course, it comes out of Wuhan. Please God, people. You can't be serious.
All right. And then Huawei, the United States threatening to the UK, saying that we're going to leave all the military, take all our military stuff out of UK if they don't get rid of Huawei. I think that.
I'm sorry, you lost me here. Tell me what Huawei is. It sounds like
Huawei. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm saying it correctly.
I'm sorry. What is
Yeah, Huawei is like this huge tech company. I mean, it's like the biggest cell phone company of, China or whatever. I mean, you're definitely. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing them wrong or right. I don't know if maybe I'm pronouncing them wrong or what, but I think it's Huawei, Yuawei or something like that. Bottom line is, there's a lot of stuff going on, John. So Obamagate,
I'm sure,
Huawei.
But neither I nor you know anything about it. I mean, if in fact your only information comes from the mainstream media, then you know jack shit, and I know jack shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I know an executive at Huawei, how do you say it again? I'll tell you how it's pronounced. I speak Chinese. Mm-hmm. Say it again. How's it spelled?
Let me look it up. I'll make sure I'm giving you the right. Huawei.
Huawei. See?
Huawei. It's a.
You don't know jack shit. I don't know that shit. But nobody knows anything other than what the mainstream media says. And if the mainstream media says it, it can't be true. People, can we wake up at least to that? How the fuck is CNN or Fox or NBC or CNBC going to know jack shit
they don't.
about the truth of a Chinese company in England that our government allegedly has a problem with? Fuck me, nothing. You know nothing. I know nothing. I can't help you there. Neither can anybody. Why don't you make friends with an executive of the company?
Yeah, well, that's the idea.
Trump or someone who might know. I don't. No one else does.
Yeah.
Unless it's Donald Trump or the executives of the company or the government of the UK.
Last question is, how's the crypto doing? What are your thoughts on that? You still happy about it all?
Absolutely. See, crypto to me is not what the value of Bitcoin is or how much Monero is trading for. That's nonsense. Those are idiots trying to get rich quick off of the greatest golden goose that's ever laid a fucking egg. The value of crypto is not in the market, it's in what it's used for. Nobody uses Bitcoin anymore, so its value has to be zero. Thank God the institutions institutional investors haven't figured it out yet. So, because their continued support keeps the entire cryptocurrency afloat for the meantime. Now, everybody uses Monero. The Monero is valued at, last I checked, $63.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth 100 times what Bitcoin is. Why? Nobody accepts Bitcoin anymore. On the dark web, not a single fucking company will accept Bitcoin. Not a single one. Nobody will pay anybody in Bitcoin because no one will accept it. It's Monero or DAI or SAI.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Why? Monero is privacy. If I send you $25 in Bitcoin forever after till the end of time, I can look in your wallet and see how much you have, where it's coming from, and who it's going to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just the fucking truth. It's an old, ridiculous technology. If your bank did that, would you use that bank? No, the bank would have no value. Bitcoin has no value because of that same function, people. Now, newer currencies like Monero, nobody can look. If you and I do a transaction, you can't see what I've got. Can't see what happened before or what's going to happen after. With Bitcoin, I can go back in the entire history of your wallet and find your first income in Bitcoin and who it fucking came from. So no, Bitcoin has no value, clearly, because nobody will accept it. Used to be, 3 years ago, that was it. 3 years ago, Bitcoin was it. Everybody accepted Bitcoin. That's where its value came from. Not a single company on earth accepts it anymore, people. It's all Monero now.
But people still invest.
Go ahead.
It's at people still invest. It's like at 10,000. But correct me if I'm wrong. The way that I see it is that you have the Federal Reserve. I mean, this is what most people, I'm pretty sure, see it. It's like, okay, you have two schools of thought. You have the Federal Reserve, and then you have Bitcoin. And obviously, you have the Federal Reserve, a centralized banking system, and the Bitcoin is decentralized. And that's the whole.
Let's use cryptocurrency instead, because nobody uses Bitcoin anymore. That's no longer a valid statement, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Cryptocurrency, yes. You got the Federal Reserve and you got crypto. But crypto is way beyond Bitcoin, people.
Right.
If anybody thinks Bitcoin has anything to do with crypto, then you're an institutional investor that has no goddamn sense. No. Cryptocurrency, including Monero, DAI, the stable coins, distributed fucking exchanges, yes. This is where the value is. This is what people are actually still using. And Monero has replaced Bitcoin as the currency of crypto. I'm sorry. Anybody who doesn't know that just has to look deep enough. Mm-hmm. Just go on the dark web. Find anybody on the dark web that accepts Bitcoin. Who were the first adopters of Bitcoin? The dark web. Why? You didn't have to have a credit card, didn't have a bank account until people figured out once you've done a transaction with someone, you know everything about everything you're going to do from that moment on. Not very comforting. Monero solved that problem 3.5 years ago. And it's now the only cryptocurrency that's used as a transaction, with the exception of DAI, the stablecoin, which never varies more than 1% from the US dollar. Mm-hmm. So that's it. And I'm afraid I must go. We're out of time.
Still seems like a well-kept secret. Thank you very much, McAfee. Take care.
Welcome. Okay.
All right. Well, that was that. Thank you very much. And that was the update from John McAfee himself. Hopefully we're still running on here, but there you go. So what we gonna do, all right? So that's about it. Looks like this concludes tonight's show. So keep in touch. Everybody, do their due diligence. Keep updated, and God bless America. Thank you very much. GZ's out.